everybody, Shannon and Karen with Wandering Out Yonder, and today in the Getting Behind the Gear series we're going to talk to you guys today about a company called Purple Lizard Maps.
Alright, so the gentleman who found Purple Lizard Maps, his name is Michael Hermann. He is a trained cartographer who has a degree in geography from Penn State.
Now, Michael has worked for years as a professional cartographer, and he wanted to do maps to open up the opportunity for recreation for people and to showcase culture and history of the public lands that he's covered in his maps. All right, so Shannon and I discovered the Purple Lizard Maps several years back. The first one that we bought for ourselves was Michaux, I believe it was the Michaux State Forest map, because that's the forest that's closest to us and the one that we like to go and visit. So we thought, man, we're gonna check out this map and see what else we can find on the Purple Lizard Maps. So anyhow, one of the real cool things about these maps is, first of all, they're waterproof. So when you open them up, you don't, if it starts to sprinkle a little bit, you're okay because they're waterproof. They're really a good, durable map. The other thing that's kind of cool about these, and the reason they're called Purple Lizard Maps, is you'll find little lizards throughout the maps, and what those are is either like a landmark, a historical site, something cool that you may want to check out.
A vista, a waterfall, but the catch is they don't tell you what it is.
No.
It's kind of like a treasure hunt in the woods.
Right. So you have to go find that and figure it out for yourself. All right, so each Purple Lizard map has a legend, an explanation of the symbols, and I'm going to kind of pan in here on the Skyline Drive map or the Shenandoah National Park map to show you the way that it's marked. As you can see, it gives you all kinds of information. I mean, a bike path, a shared use trail, hiking trail, equestrian, paved roads, dirt or gravel roads, which I think is cool, long distance hiking trails, all kinds of stuff. All right, and then this down here kind of goes into what these symbols mean on the map. So it will tell you where campgrounds are, picnic areas, swimming, fishing, rental cabins, groceries and camping, which that's pretty cool, restaurants and shelters, ranger stations, boat launches. So yeah, you get all sorts of information on there. All right, there is a warning on the map that we know that we need to share with you guys, and Shannon's going to read the warning to you.
Right. It says use of Purple Lizard Maps may cause missed work or school days, shifting of priorities, and an urgent need to escape, followed by a general sense of well-being. Please plan accordingly.
So there you go. Thank you, Purple Lizard Maps, for sharing that warning with us. And just a couple of other things about the maps that we would like to share is that Purple Lizard gives back 1% for the planet, which we think is pretty cool. And also,
please recycle the map by giving it to someone as a random act of kindness.
All right, so down here below, you can see these are all of the Purple Lizard maps that are available, and they highlight most of Pennsylvania, parts of West Virginia, and I believe they have one out of Ohio.
Right, and there is actually one available from Puerto Rico, but we're not going to be hiking there anytime soon.
No,
so,
but they do have one available. So now the newest and coolest one, and we're so excited. When we found out that they were doing one for Shenandoah National Park, we were just ecstatic.
You would have thought it was Christmas.
Right. So this is the newest, which is for Shenandoah National Park. And it actually kind of shows also, I think, the Shenandoah River State Park area as well.
Mm-hmm.
So this was just right up our alley. So we've been kind of studying this particular map because we love Shenandoah. The really cool thing to me about the Purple Lizard maps is they're really detailed with information. If you look right around here, you see that? That means no dogs allowed on the trail.
Which is quite common in Shenandoah.
Right. Or on some of the other hikes that we go on. And this area right here shows it's probably a public restroom right here. And then again, like we said, look at this little purple lizard. That means that there's something really cool there.
Right.
Well, Shannon and I have been on this trail before, so we know that that's an absolute true thing, that there is something very, very cool there.
Right.
So,
that is what? Rapidan Camp, which
Right.
is President Hoover's.
that was his retreat. It was kind of like the first Camp David. It's a cool, cool area.
Right. And here is a large version that is a lizard. That's the purple lizard that you see
Scattered throughout the map, and I'll see if I can't find another one for you.
right there.
Yeah, yep, there's one right there.
Yep. So those are points of interest.
Right. All right, so the Shenandoah National Park map, I believe, is the first national park map that they've completed. We had heard about this a while back, and we were so excited when they finally completed them. Right, and you can see it's a very large map, very detailed. So if you love hiking in Shenandoah, see, Shannon and I are really excited about, I
That's
can see that.
Shenandoah River State Park.
Right, yeah, which we love that area too. But if you love hiking in this area, these maps typically show trails that are not on other maps. And it will give you some detailed information on whether it is a good trail or one that you might have to bushwhack through a little bit, or
maintained
that kind of,
or not maintained.
right, or if it's a motorized trail or a bike trail or an all-inclusive trail or just a hiking trail, that kind of thing. So that's very helpful information sometimes to know. But it's a cool map. Anyhow, I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit too about the importance of having a map with you. Shannon and I always have maps with us because GPS does not always work.
No.
We have been in the middle of nowhere in New Mexico, I think it was, and wished we had had a map. From that point on, we made sure that we had maps with us.
Yeah, Grayson Highlands. We went up to Grayson Highlands and we had GPS the whole way until it really counted. And then we completely lost GPS and we were just winging it, and I don't like doing that. I don't like doing that on the road. I don't like doing that on trail. I like to know that I am covered and I can figure out where I'm at, and these have yet to fail us.
Right, so whether you're using them as a road map or you're using them as a trail map, which we use these mostly as a trail map, they're going to be a benefit to you. Not just, so it's important, what we're suggesting to you is that it's really important not just to have GPS, but to have a paper map that you could find your way in case the trail is not marked properly or something's happened for some reason, prevent you from getting hurt or lost along the way. So yeah,
and think about how many trails that we've been on. For instance, that time that we got separated on the AT, we were following what we thought was the trail, and it was actually just an unmaintained, kind of overgrown pseudo game trail, and we got lost.
Right.
And it was a map that we used to figure out that we were way off trail.
Right. And you can get lost out there. So that's why we're saying make sure that you have a map with you, and if you have a chance to get these, and these are a benefit to you and where you live, and hopefully one day you might have a chance to have one of these in your area. But they are fantastic, the Purple Lizard maps. Lots of detail. You guys will love having these. Like we said earlier, the map showcases things that are pretty cool that you would probably not find on a typical map. And one example that we can give you is when we visited Dolly Sods. On the Purple Lizard map, we found, because we took our Purple Lizard map with us, we found what was a bird
Migration
area where they were counting the birds and logging information about the birds coming through that particular area. So we thought we'd go check it out. Well, sure enough, there was a whole crew of people there. They were catching a lot of the birds. They had somewhat of a net set up, and they were tagging them and counting them as they were migrating through. That was really, really cool. We sat and talked with one of the gentlemen there.
Volunteers.
All volunteers, gave us a bunch of information. And if we had not had our map with us, we would have never known that the area existed. And we probably would have never had that opportunity to sit and talk with that gentleman. So it was pretty cool.
Which wound up being the highlight of our Dolly Sods trip, believe it or not. And these maps, they showcase things that the parks don't necessarily have a sign that says, migration area this way or waterfall this way. You find things that not everybody else is finding with these maps.
Yeah, so that's why they're so cool. So as we said earlier, Shannon and I have used these in several different places. Dolly Sods, in Michaux State Forest.
Cook Forest. Yeah.
Several places.
Yeah.
And we do have some video of those previous areas that we were in using our maps, and we're going to share those with you.
So right here's where we parked. Right now we're right about here, sitting by an awesome creek, and we're headed up to here.
And you're using the lizard map, right?
Yep.
Yep. Highly recommend these maps. They're fantastic.
Yeah, they're super detailed with everything you need to know.
All right, so Shannon's going to show you on the map what we've done.
Yeah, we parked down here by the park office, and we've been up the Buck Ridge Trail. And right now we are right here on this road, this Leaper Farm Road. The Buck Ridge Trail continues up this way. There's Hammond Rocks. So we're about, we can come back down this way and take the Leaf Trail. I don't know, so we keep climbing.
Okay, so Shannon's going to show you what we just did.
All right, so we parked there in this little parking area. We walked up by
Was
the
that
log.
shelter 2 right there?
Sure.
Okay, and the log cabin.
Right, the log cabin environmental
That's where we
center.
parked. Okay.
There was a big sign that said Longfellow Trail.
Right.
So then we walked the Longfellow Trail past the memorial, came up this way, followed the trail, kicked across the Red F. We are now on the Tom's Run, and we are heading back to Fran.
Right. And our next adventure here,
I think we're going to go check this out.
And look at the swinging bridge. So
Yeah.
we'll take you guys there. All right, so as you can see, we have used these over the years, and we really do love them. And as we always tell you guys to make your own adventures, so does Purple Lizard Maps. They say, Lizard Map, make your own adventure. So again, guys, this is definitely a company that we can get behind the gear on. These maps will give you information on hiking trails, shared use trails, boat launches,
Mountain biking trails, equestrian
creeks.
trails, I mean, shelters, unmarked campsites, you name it, they're in these maps.
Right, right. So anyhow, guys, again, definitely can get behind the gear on these, and we hope that you guys will also get behind the gear on them as well. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you later. Bye.